All right, in lieu of time, we're gonna have to get this meeting started. And we'll start the Muskegon County Ways and Means Committee meeting in order with a roll call, Madam Clerk. Kathy, are you playing a part of the clerk?
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I was unmuted.
Oh, okay.
Commissioner Mahoney, I believe he's not on yet.
Excuse.
Commissioner Nash,
Here.
Commissioner Snyder,
Excuse.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Here.
Commissioner Foster,
Here.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Here.
Chairman Hughes,
Here.
Commissioner Laring,
Here.
Commissioner Skolnick.
Here.
All right.
Just, Charles, if I could just say, I was not able to attend the Ways and Means agenda review meeting, and Charles attended. So Charles will run the meeting.
And next we'll move to approval of the minutes for October 20th, 2020.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Foster, supported by Commissioner Wilkins. Any questions or corrections? Seeing none, all those in favor, use the vote of saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And that motion carries. Next up is item 4. We'll move to public comment on an agenda item. Is there anyone in the public that would like to have a comment on an agenda item? If you do, raise your hand. And I forgot the codes. We need to raise our hand. Are we seeing anyone? I don't see anyone.
Charles, I don't see anyone either.
All right, so we're gonna move forward for items for, pardon me? Oh. All right, we're moving forward to items for consideration. First item is WM 20.
They gave me the public login, so I can't.
WM 20-11-105. Move to approve the payment of accounts payable for $7,129,136.83, covering the period from October 9th, 2020 through October 22 for checks and P-card payments covering the period of September 1st, 2020 through September 30th, as presented by the clerk.
So move.
Moved by Commissioner Foster, supported by Commissioner Hovey Wright. Open for discussion.
Charles,
Yeah.
may I ask a question?
Go ahead, Commissioner Skolnick.
Hey, Beth, on item number 7, there was a payment to Mercy Health Partners for $450,000 for COVID-19 testing. Was that just a pass-through of a grant, or what?
That's correct. It's a grant the Public Health Department received. So yes, it is being funded through grants.
Okay, and that's how they're paying for all that testing? Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Yeah, I have questions for 1 and 3. Payment to the city of Muskegon, $402,000 for reimbursements related to Windward Point. Could someone just say what those reimbursements for what?
We received a $5 million grant from the state of Michigan. Gosh, it's been over a year ago. And that money is to be used for basically the cleanup of that site.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
The city of the site of Windward Point, yes. And those, the city of Muskegon is contracting that work. So we're reimbursing them for those costs.
Right. Okay. And then number 3, payments to Correct Care Solutions. This we keep talking about having a new contract for medical services in the jail, and I don't know what's holding it up, but
Marcia, I asked that question too, and
Yeah.
we're moving forward, but it's not as, there was one position that they had to get filled that determines this, and they had not quite filled it, but now they are in the process of doing that, and once that is complete, then they can move forward with their proposal. So we're looking for that in the next
Right.
few months.
okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's all.
Any other discussion? If not, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Kathy, roll call.
Commissioner Laring, you guys hear me right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, so I'll start over. Chairman Hughes,
Yes.
Commissioner Laring,
I don't see Commissioner Laring on the list of panelists.
He's not. He was.
I'm looking
Commissioner
right now.
Mahoney?
He's not there.
Commissioner Mahoney is not here.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes,
Commissioner Snyder,
not here. Oh, there he is.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Here,
Is that a yes to the motion? Commissioner Wilkins?
yes, I'm here.
Commissioner Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes,
So did we lose Ken? Because he was on at one point, wasn't he?
no,
No,
Oh,
he was never on.
we lost Commissioner Larry.
So we don't have Larry, Mahoney, or Snyder.
No,
Commissioner
Snyder.
Snyder is on my phone.
He's on the phone. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Ken may be sick because he said he was trumped.
Yeah.
He's been working with IT for quite a while trying to get on.
Okay.
Do we know what happened to Commissioner Laring?
He mentioned something about public comment. He disappeared right after that.
Do we have enough votes for a quorum on that vote?
We do. There was 7 yes.
All right, and that motion passes. Next, we'll move to item, I can't see the number.
WM 2011-106.
We're both on, but we can't access anything. I can't even try to
Yep,
call.
that's the number, 20-11-106. Move to approve the selection of Universal Credit Services Incorporated for the county's debt collection agency, RFP 2023-88, and authorize negotiation of a one-year contract with 2 optional one-year renewals to be executed by the board chair upon completion of a review by corporate counsel.
So moved.
So move.
It has been moved and supported. Any discussion? Well, I had one thing that I wanted to add on there. I think the optional years should be approved by the board, considering that these are going to be part of the board's budget. And
Yes, they will be. We will only execute a contract for 1 year, and then to exercise the renewals, we bring those back for board approval.
for board approval, okay, because here it said by the board chair.
Just to execute the contract, the initial contract, and then execute it with the option of renewals, but we bring back those renewals for approval.
Okay. All right. Any other discussion on this? Seeing
I'm
none?
sorry, Commissioner Nash, I have a question. So I
Go
got
ahead.
kicked out of the meeting. For some reason, am back in. But what motion are we on?
We're on 106.
Okay, thank you.
This is the approval for the universal credit services for the county debt collection.
So I was recorded as absent. I'm sitting here in the county building on the Zoom meeting, but I'm wondering if my vote can be recorded on 105 as no.
I believe we could go back to that once we go through this motion.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm. Any other discussion on this motion? Seeing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Leering?
On 106, yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Mahoney? Not sure if he's on yet.
He's not.
Commissioner Snyder? Commissioner Wilkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Foster?
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright?
Yes.
Chairman Hughes?
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick?
Yes.
Commissioner Nash?
Yes.
8 yes.
8 yes, that's good. Okay. That motion passes. And I believe Commissioner Larry, you're making a motion to reconsider 105.
No, I just wanted my vote recorded as no.
I have that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move to 107. WM 2011-107 to approve Third Amendment Fairgrounds Management Agreement between the County of Muskegon and Muskegon County Fair Association and authorize the chair to execute the agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and supported. Any discussion on the motion?
Charles, was the only change about the how many inspections they need for the septic system?
Yes, from what I understand, they really don't need this all the time. And it just can save us $600 sometimes without having to worry about doing it
Okay,
more than we need to.
I'm good. Thank you.
All right. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Snyder?
Ooh.
Commissioner Wilkins? Commissioner Wilkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Foster?
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright?
Yes.
Chairman Hughes?
Yes.
Commissioner Laring?
Yes.
Chairman or Commissioner Skolnick?
Yes.
And Commissioner Nash?
Yes,
8 yes.
and that motion passes. Next up is WM 20/11-108. Move to direct Public Works to pursue grant sources of matching funds to mitigate the flooding at the Veterans Park North.
So moved.
So moved. Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is Matt here? Oh, I see Matt. Can we unmute
Yes.
Matt?
I'm here.
Matt, can you give us a little explanation on what you're doing here so the commissioners all understand?
Yes. A few years back, when the persistent high levels on Lake Michigan didn't go down,
He's just trying to protect you, Matt.
we got a grant to put a control structure on the south side of Veterans Park to block the river from coming in with a pump. This type of structure is movable when the water levels go
Are
down.
we able to unmute Matt?
He's unmuted.
Matt has already given us a briefing. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay. I don't know what you call it, but we put a pump on the south side, a different type of pumping system that boards can be removed so fresh water can go in and out when the water levels go down. However, on the north side, we didn't do anything. Predictions by the Army Corps of Engineers stated the water levels in Lake Michigan would start going down. They haven't, and now they have flooded the north side worse than it was, and even the new modern day warrior monument we put in a couple years ago is now flooded. So something really wants to get done. North Muskegon wants to see something done. Of course, the Veterans Group wants to see something get done. The Veterans Group, we evaluated 4 different options to control the flooding. They have recommended going with a pump system, making the berm taller and putting a pump discharge system in like we did on the south side. However, what we're looking to do now here is simply, before we do anything, have our department authorize us to pursue grants, not just the grant, but also identify the matching funds as well. I've spoke with Northside Lions, been very helpful. They have some money, Vets has some money, and we just want to attack this from all angles. So if we are successful in getting money, we can come to you as this is what we want to do, this is what it costs, here's the money, without them coming out of county coffers. So we just want authorization to pursue these things. This doesn't bind you to doing the project or anything.
Great. I think it's a great idea and something we really need to get done. Anyone have any questions?
Mr. Chair, I have a question, if I may.
Go ahead, Commissioner Larry.
So Matt, when you say matching funds, that means where does so you're going to look for grants for matching funds, but where does the base funds come from?
Okay. Yeah, I probably should write that a little bit better. We want to pursue grants. Okay, that would be the base funds. And let's assume it's a regular grant where we got to match 20%. But we also want to identify sources of those matching funds to the base grants that we get.
So you're not talking about using Board of Public Works funds to be the match. You're going to pursue grants from outside sources for that.
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Kathy, I think you're muted.
Commissioner Snyder? Commissioner Wilkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Foster?
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright?
Yes.
Chairman Hughes?
Yes.
Commissioner Laring?
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick? Commissioner Skolnick?
Bob?
What? I'm sorry. Am I voting on?
Yes, you're voting.
Okay, yes.
And Commissioner Nash?
Yes,
8 yes.
and that motion passes. Next, we'll move to old business. Any old business to come before this committee? Seeing none, any new business? Any new business to come before this committee?
Charles, I think I have some new business. I sent all the commissioners a thing today about, we have some issues over at the IT department with security, and we won't pass our filings to be secure in that building as long as we have public access over there. The only thing we have there that requires public access is the drain commissioner's office. And I would like to, Mark and I've been talking about this for a while. It would be, now's a good time to move the drain commissioner's office over to the Oak Street building and move emergency management into that space. It'll put everything from the drain commissioner's office on the first floor over there, the restrooms and everything. It'll give them more room for their blueprints, more room for their conference room, but emergency services will use as the stuff from IT a lot more, and they don't require public access. It would give our IT department the security they need. And Oakland County just had an issue where they didn't pass, and they had to hire a guard and put razor wire all around their building because of that. They had to have the guard there 24 hours a day to access, make sure that the public going in and out was secure. So I think this is a really important thing for us to consider. I'm not exactly sure where that would go, but I guess Ways and Means would be as good as anything. So I would like to make a motion. We have to provide an office for the drain commissioner.
I'll support that.
And I would make that motion, yes.
Okay,
Is this, you and Mark have worked this through?
Yes, we have talked about it. We've been talking about it for several months. It's just that we just now found out that one of the other counties has had an issue where we knew that it was an issue, but we were trying to, work around that issue. But with the drain commissioner needing so much public access, it is an issue. So we've worked to deal with it would just work out better this way, but we need to be able to move it. I thought maybe if we moved it before the first of the year, the drain commissioner doesn't get to pick her office. The county board decides where she has an office. And the same thing with emergency management, but they work so much downtown with our sheriff's department. And this IT room has all access, internet access and everything. They could hold the Homeland Security meetings and everything there. And that would not be considered, public access.
It has Brenda Moore. How does Brenda Moore?
Brenda Moore likes the idea of having more room. She hates the idea of moving, but we'll be able to get Public Works and everything to help us move. And I understand her. I mean, nobody wants to move, but
No.
I think it would also give her an option to go through and get rid of some of the 1919 surveys that we have redone with the actual stakes. So, I mean, I know it's probably not her ideal situation, but we really need to do it for security reasons.
So may I,
who's on the first floor over there now?
Right now is emergency services.
Oh, we're talking about moving them up.
We're talking about moving emergency services over to the office services building downtown. And that's where they really need to be, downtown. And then move Brenda there, but emergency services doesn't have public access and Brenda does. And if there were to be an issue where they had crowd control or anything, the police department is right there, will be right there next to the drain commissioner. And that has been sort of a controversial office in the past.
Charles?
Okay, Commissioner Cody.
Bob had a question.
Yeah, I think this is a good idea, but I think before we vote to do it, we should have Public Works, Matt, somebody prepare a little document on it, just, laying out the square footage and whatever. I mean, just so we don't make a mistake here, that's all.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't want to do it hastily.
Matt, we have a motion on the floor. Could you have something for us for the full board?
Yeah, there could be some issues here. I think moving the drain office it wouldn't be a challenge. Moving the emergency service would pose some issues. I will get.
The only situation. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay, if you could just direct us to look into this, we can get you a report before the full board meeting on the, I believe, the 9th or the 10th. I apologize. I mean, just a quick look at it. I mean, to move emergency services to that building, of course, it would meet the security needs for IT. There's going to be issues there. Nothing we can overcome, but we'll look into it and have a report for you.
Okay, because I know that
by next week.
most of the things that emergency services uses comes from IT, like the GIS and all of that stuff. So
Yep.
they're just a really good fit. So if we could make that work, if you can get that info, I'd like to go ahead and vote on it now and have you get the information to us for full board, if that's possible.
I have one more
Okay.
question before we vote.
We want to take a holistic view of this. I'm working with other departments as well, in moving space. We'll look at everything. There's a lot of complications here with generators. What works when there's a power outage? There's issues with there could be issues with grant money and because we installed a generator out for emergency services. We got to make sure what grants that was paid for. We'll get a report to you prior to the next board meeting on the 10th, full board
I
meeting.
appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I have a question about
Commissioner, I'll be right.
about connectivity. I mean, doesn't emergency services require additional connectivity or special wiring or whatever?
And I
When we-
believe that is gonna get us as a report to expel those
Yeah.
ups and downs, things that we
We'll
run
get it
into.
all too.
Yes,
The goal here is to make sure that the IT room has the security required. We'll get
Right.
you there.
right. And we want to make sure that we get that information before the board if possible.
Commissioner Nash, I have a
Mr. Laird.
question. So am
Go
I
ahead,
comfortable, so this motion, the way it's stated, if not amended, is to actually make the move. I think this needs to be tabled until we get adequate information back from Public Works on and we don't even know a cost of this. So there could be substantial cost. There could be other issues. This motion is stated right now, hasn't been researched. We need to get more information before we make this decision. Or the motion needs to be amended just to ask for Public Works or to have Matt take a look at this and issue us a report. Right now, the motion is to move.
I would agree
Matt,
with that.
I agree with that too. I think I will amend my motion to what I intended to do was have this approved now and move to the full board for final approval. And that's what I'd like to do is have Matt get us all the information so we can make an educated decision then. But it's not going to be an overnight thing. And I really thought in the beginning, it looked like we were going to have a new drain commissioner. And I wanted the new office to be up and rolling January 1st. So when they took over, they would have everything set in a new office. It doesn't necessarily have to be that quick, but the quicker, the better, I would think. So, but if you could get that to us for full board, then we can make a decision on full board, whether we're prepared to move forward or if we want to table it till the next time. Was that motion okay? Gary, will that work with you?
Yes, ma'am, that's fine. I'll support
Okay.
that.
Okay, the motion
So-
is to have Matt get us the information before full board so we can make a decision on full board if we want to move forward or if we need more information.
Okay.
All right, that motion has been amended as stated, and we're going to vote on that. Any other discussion?
Can I ask one more question? So
Commissioner.
so this motion, if we pass it today, means that we'll make a final decision at the full board, correct?
We'll decide at
We'll
the full board whether we make a final decision or not.
Yes, that's what I intended. I mean,
We're
if we're
just-
not comfortable, we don't move forward, then we make sure we're comfortable before we do.
Right.
Okay,
I think it stated exactly what you were looking for, Commissioner Larry.
thank you.
Mhm.
If I could,
Commissioner Strong.
yeah, the idea of this, maybe it's probably a good idea, but I don't know why we're rushing so quickly
Right.
to do this.
And I think that's why the motion was adjusted also, so we don't have to rush.
Well, for example, Matt said something about a generator. I don't know anything about that, but if it's those if that has to be moved or something, that's like a big deal.
Bob, I
Right.
know that the IT already has a generator there. They're not going to let their stuff go down. So that's not going to matter, I don't think. But
Okay.
let me explain to you first, the reason for my haste in this was the fact that it looked like we might be going to have a new drain commissioner starting January 1st. I wanted the move to be completed so the new drain commissioner would have his office up and running January 1st. I didn't realize that there was going to be a change in the election results and we were going to have the old drain commissioner still. So that was my concern, was trying to get everything set for the new drain commissioner before January 1st. That was my original concern.
Well, it might change again tonight. Who knows?
That's right. But this way we've got a week to make our decision. We'll make it at full board, whether we move forward to get more information or whatever we do.
All right, we're gonna vote on that motion. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes.
Commissioner Laring,
All right, I'm going to be a pain in the neck here. I'm sorry. Can you repeat the motion so I understand it before I vote?
it's to have the Public Works Department report back by full board on moving the drain commissioner over to Oak Street and emergency services to South Campus.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney.
I am here, yes.
Welcome.
Commissioner or Snyder, I'm sorry. Commissioner Snyder.
Yes.
And Commissioner Skolnick?
Yes, but I'd like to say something after we're done here.
And Commissioner Nash.
Yes.
9 yes.
Okay,
All right, that motion passes. Commissioner Skolnick.
yeah, Charles, like we haven't even, I'm not against this, but I mean, it seems like we should ask the drain commissioner. I mean, even though we can do it without her, she might have some thoughts about the space. I don't know. I mean, this isn't, I wouldn't like it if somebody did that to me. It's not.
I totally agree with you, Bob.
Bob, and I agree too, if it wasn't for a security matter. And it's a security matter for the county to have public access to where our IT servers are.
Oh, I
And if we don't do that, we could be forced to put barbed wire around that entire building and have a 24-hour guard.
Susie, I understand all that. I'm just saying, like, you know, just, we need to think this out a little bit. And I think Brenda should be involved in the.
Yes,
But-
I do.
okay.
Well, the good thing about the motion is it does not obligate us to do anything. It's
That's
really
right.
just to start this conversation and make sure that we're comfortable in which direction we want to move. So I think it was amended appropriately, and we can save our discussion for the 10th.
Okay.
Any other new business? If not, we'll move to public comment. Is there anyone in the public that would like to have a comment? No one? All right, we'll move to final board comments. Any final board comments? Wonderful. I'll accept the motion for adjournment.
So moved.
So moved. Support.
Or
Then moved to support it, and we are adjourned.